Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Very important piece of news here. I have actually 3 articles on the same subject, and the subject is an investigative journalist, a Pulitzer Prize winner, brought a report stating that the United States of America was involved in the Nord Stream 1-2 pipelines explosions. I have Reuters here, and I have Russia Today. And let me read you the first article. Then it was another one that brought a correction. And then the third one is the Russian article. So let's start with the first one. The first one is the initial article. And I'm sorry, this is the correct article. I'm going to go to the initial article. All right, here it is. Pum pum. So this is from Reuters, and it came on February 8th. Let me make it bigger. February 8th at 11:28 a.m. And it says Russia says U.S. has questions to answer over Nord Stream explosions. And we have here just the first paragraph. Russia's foreign ministry said on Wednesday the United States had questions to answer over its role in explosions of the undersea Nord Stream gas pipeline last year, and then register for free to continue using these Reuters. You reach your limit. So I jumped to the corrected one. So this article made a little mistake, not on the whole article, like the what's important. The only one is the correction is right here. Correct to say blasts were inside exclusive economic zones of Sweden and Denmark, not their territorial waters. So this is the only correction they made to the initial article. Now this article, it says here that is from February 8, 2023, 10:58. Now they corrected this one, and the other one was what? It says it's updated 11:28, last updated 4 hours ago. I picked this one a minute ago. So let's get the corrected one, because this one allows me to read it somehow. I don't know how, because it's still from Reuters. I don't know, Yahoo News and not Reuters. The other one is from what? Straight Reuters, probably. So then I took it from Yahoo and they allow me to do this. Correct. Okay. What's important is that in this article we have S Hersh, American investigative journalist. And I told you what the correction was, not on the title or anything. So what happened? It said that on February 8th, Reuters says Russia's foreign ministry said on Wednesday, which is today, the United States had questions to answer over its role in explosions on the undersea Nord Stream gas pipelines last year. Now, this is the important part. Commenting on a report published earlier on Wednesday, today, that said the United States was involved in the explosions, Russia's foreign ministry spokeswoman Maria Zakharova called on the White House to comment on the quote-unquote facts that had been presented. Reuters was unable to verify the report, published by U.S. investigative journalist S Hersh on his blog, alleging U.S. involvement in the explosion. Now, the White House said on Wednesday that Hersh's account was, and I'm quoting, utterly false and complete fiction. Now this comes from Reuters, okay? Moscow, without providing evidence, has repeatedly said that the West was behind the explosions affecting the Nord Stream 1 and 2 pipelines last September, multi-billion-dollar infrastructure projects that carried Russian gas to Germany under the Baltic Sea. Western officials have denied those accusations. Don't lump them all together. It's not about Western officials. It's one country they're talking about. And I'm quoting, the White House must now comment on all these facts, Zakharova said in a post on her Telegram page where she summarized Hersh's main claims regarding the alleged U.S. involvement. And I have the claims, I have it from Russia Today, so we're going to go to that next. Investigators from Sweden and Denmark, in whose exclusive economic zones, this is where they made a mistake in the other article that they then corrected here, they said in territorial waters. so it's exclusive economic zones, the explosions occurred, have said the ruptures were a result of sabotage, but have not said who they believed was responsible. Russia said the countries, and I'm quoting, have something to hide, end quote, and are purposely blocking Russia out from the investigation. Construction of Nord Stream 2, designed to double the amount of gas, blah, 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 tra-la-la. Now, interesting here is that the Russians said it was the British Navy. This guy says no, it's the Americans. And then another thing, when the owner of Nord Stream, he's a Swiss guy, he was asked in an interview if he thinks Russia did it. He said no. That was his answer, and I made a video on that. And when he was asked if he thinks that Great Britain did it, he didn't answer. He said, "Come on, man. Yeah, what time is it? I gotta go." So that was his answer. It's like you ask a criminal, "Did you do that?" "No." "Did you do that?" "Oh, come on, man. Anyway, just saying, different answer. I'm not saying the guy's a criminal. Just and the other thing, it was the Germans also conducted an investigation, and they said that it's very unlikely that the Russians blew it. I made a video on that one. Now, let's go to the Russia Today article, shall we? Let's see. Pam, pam, pam. And this is the article, and it's from today, February 8th, 2023, from 1846. So that's what, 6:46 p.m. White House responds to the new Nord Stream investigation. Officials have categorically rejected reporting by a legendary U.S. journalist who claimed Washington blew up the pipelines. And you will find out why he is considered legendary, because when I read it, it was like, legendary, just because you agree with his claims. That's why. But okay, U.S. President Joseph Biden administration on Wednesday blasted Pulitzer Prize winner. Okay, so that tells me, right? Pulitzer Prize. Okay, it doesn't tell me much here. Seymour Hersh for claiming that Washington was behind the last year's sabotage of Russia's Nord Stream 1 and 2 pipelines, saying reporting by the veteran investigative journalist was, and I'm quoting, utterly false and complete fiction. Okay. White House National Security Council spokeswoman Adrienne Watson denied the report hours after Hersh posted his article on Substack. The former New York Times journalist who rose to fame, now this is why he's fantastic, he exposed the My Lai massacre of Vietnamese civilians in 1969, wrote that the U.S. Navy divers planted explosives, so this is what he claims about the Nord Stream. So he wrote that the U.S. Navy divers planted explosives on the Nord Stream conduits under cover of the Beltops 22 NATO exercise last June in the Baltic Sea. The bombs were remotely detonated 3 months later, rupturing 3 of the 4 Nord Stream natural gas pipelines, Hersh said, citing an unidentified, and I'm quoting, source with direct knowledge of the operational planning, end quote. Biden personally approved the sabotage plan, according to the report, and the Norwegian Navy helped pick the locations for placing the explosives. Oh, Norwegians. Biden's decision, this is just what this guy claimed, okay, from his unidentified source with direct knowledge of the operational planning, end quote. Biden's decision to destroy the pipelines came after more than 9 months of secret debate among U.S. national security officials, Hersh says. The president told reporters in early February of 2022 that the U.S. would, and I'm quoting, bring an end, end quote, to Nord Stream 2 if Russian forces launched an offensive against Kiev. Asked how exactly that would be achieved given that the pipelines was in Germany's control, he said, and I'm quoting, "We will, I promise you, we'll be able to do it." So he gave a promise that they will be able to do it. I covered that in another video when he was asked by that, I think it was German journalist. After the Nord Stream at White House, with Scholz present on his right. Unbelievable. After the Nord Stream explosions, I think that's how it was. In September, I don't know, was it? It was in February. Yeah, I think that's what it was. After the Nord Stream explosions in September, US officials denied involvement in suggested that Russia may have sabotaged its own pipelines. In light of Hersh reporting, Russian Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Maria Zakharova said on Wednesday that the White House, and I'm quoting, must now comment on all these facts, end quote. Well, it's not facts, it's allegations so far. Zakharova, but anyway. Hersh has won several major awards for his, now he's building his credibility. Hersh has won several major awards for his newspaper and magazine articles, as well as his books. He was credited with exposing the Abu Ghraib torture scandal in 2004 and claimed in 2015 that President Barack Obama's administration fabricated the 2011 killing of Osama bin Laden. Oh, Jesus. Right here. Oh, let's see.
Well, I'll take a couple questions each. Reuters, Andrea, you have the first question.
Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you, Chancellor Schultz. Mr. President, I have wanted to ask...
So is there still work ongoing and measures?
Let me answer the first question first. If Russia invades, that means tanks or troops crossing the border of Ukraine again. Then there will be no longer a Nord Stream 2. We will bring an end to it.
How will you do that exactly, since the project and control of the project is within Germany's control?
We will, I promise you, we'll be able to do it.
All right, we got that one covered. This is what this guy said. All right, so these are the articles that I wanted to cover with you. And remember, that guy, the Pulitzer Prize and the My Lai massacre, I was aware of that from books. I didn't know he was the one exposing that one. But nevertheless, I don't know who blew it. They don't know. They're only allegations. This journalist came out with this report, whatever he calls it, article. The Americans obviously denied it, bring evidence to support it. And at least we have, how should I put it? No, I don't want to say at least, but someone came pointing a finger towards somebody. Not like it was before. Oh, you did it. Oh, no, you did it. This guy, the Hersh or whatever his name is, he comes with an unnamed source yet, stating, bringing a scenario, a story with details. Now, I don't know what happens if he makes things up or the source makes things up. What are the punishments for that? But nevertheless, this is out in the open right now. Zakharova just jumped the gun, obviously, because she has to. But I would like to find out more about the whole, that unnamed source. And if not who the person is, obviously for confidentiality reasons, at least more details and take it seriously. But I suspect it's going to be a hunt, for finding out who said what. Not if that's true or not. Who said what? Who are those guys? I remember when I worked in a certain kind of field, and the same thing. You had report, you had, and you went and do some kind of job, and people were not really interested when you talked with people and you were conducting certain kind of activities. You were not asked, okay, what happened? Let's find out what happened. The first question was, who said it? Who's the person? Who's this? Who's this? Who's the reporting source? Who's this or that? And obviously you could not disclose this kind of information. But this was the first. It was not, okay, let's find out if it's true. No, it's not true. Let me give you this and this. No, it was, who's that? Who that? Which I understand. Under the U.S. Constitution, you have a right to face and your, how do you call those? Man, I'm losing it. Accusers. You have the right to confront your accusers under the Constitution. But there are some confidentiality policies But I think if you go this far, the source has to, I think it loses its confidentiality. I don't know for sure when you get to that level, when things get really, 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 the judge can order the release of the source's identity. I don't know about this one, but again, let's find the truth. How do you find the truth? Well, allow open investigations and don't block things like Denmark and Sweden and Norway. Doesn't surprise me much, Norway. I thought it was Denmark and the Great Britain. It's not a done deal that these guys did it. It's just, as of now, it's just someone said something and someone said something. Nothing so far, but it's interesting that now it's like the story. Before it was not a story. Before it was, the British Navy. The other one, it was the United States. Okay, you did it by the process of elimination. You eliminate this because it's least probable, possible, least probable, and you get to the winner, the big one. Most probable it was that guy, but you couldn't, how. There was nothing around. It was a plane, reconnaissance plane, 2 hours before, but not close. Was in the vicinity. There was nothing. That's all that I know so far. But now these guys say about this particular thing. I have one question. If they had time to plant 3 out of 4, because there are 4 pipes, Nord Stream 1 has 2, Nord Stream 2 has 2. Why did they plant only on 3? One didn't blow up. Was it cleared by the Swedish investigators? The Danish investigators got it and take it out so that it doesn't show. It did not. It malfunctioned. They planned only 3 out of 4. Why would they do that? Was the last pipeline built later? Then they would have seen the other ones. I don't know if you see them, but when you lay it from the top, just laying down. Laying down is there's a boat lays it, so you don't have to go down. But I'm assuming there are cameras where they see where it lays down on the ground. I mean, I saw some videos. That's how I know, But you can watch some videos and see how they lay the whole pipe. They just lay going down and it just drops on the drops. That's how they did it. So you don't have to actually look for the other 3. So they did it before this was laid, because I think this pipeline was finished. I don't know, December, or I can't remember when it was finished, the last one, Nord Stream 2. But I don't know if it was over there in the Baltic Sea or it was finished in Germany, the last thing with all the last contacts and you know what I mean? I think that's why. My question, why not all of them? It's only 3. Was it enough? They say, let's do only 3. Or maybe another one malfunctioned, and when these guys went over there, they hurry, or not hurry, because we don't allow anybody else to come around. So that means it's a group, it's a teamwork here. It's a group effort, if you know what I mean. If it is, we don't know yet. But as of now, this is what we know. Thank you very much for being with me again today. The Americans are going to dismiss it and going to look for, not for the truth, for anyway, just to question them. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.